Well, this is Thordies at breakfast, weekday mornings from 7 on BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
Now, they've delayed homes in Milton Keynes, a bypass in Northamptonshire and even a shopping centre in York in the past. Now, though, could the famed Great Crested Newt help residents fighting plans for a housing estate in the Fenland town of March? Today's the deadline for people to comment on proposals to build on land near the Cricket and Bowls Club, where locals say the protected species can be found. Our reporter John Devine has been to investigate.
I'm on the causeway in March, only a quarter of a mile from the town centre. I'm at the junction of Springfield Avenue, and about 500 metres in front of me is an area of land that Clarion Housing wants to build 40 new homes on. At the moment, it's just an untidy, messy field with some trees and hedges around it, and its boundary lies close to Springfields Avenue, the Marchtown Bowls Club and the Marchtown Cricket Club. But what's been dubbed a mini dinosaur has entered the story, because on a telegraph pole in front of me now is a large laminated A4 notice saying "Safeguard our newts, oppose development, the Great Crested Newt," and it's got a black silhouette of a newt on it. And above that, there's a planning notice here showing the outline in red of where this new development will go, bang in the middle of Springfield Avenue, Causeway Close and the Bowls and Cricket Club, as I mentioned. But how many people would actually know a Great Crested Newt if it bit them on the ankle? I've actually got an image of one in my hand. I'm going to go around and ask a few people to name that creature. Let's see what they say.
I think it's a greater crested newt.
You are right.
Yeah,
you are correct.
So, yeah.
And do you know about the development of 40 new homes here?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think of the idea of that then?
I don't mind the houses. It's where the entrance is that really bugs me. But yeah, I don't like the idea of losing our wildlife either. They're a big part of this country. They're an indigenous species.
Name that creature. What is it?
I didn't see the picture.
A lizardy type thing, you said, didn't you?
Lizard.
A lizard of some kind. You don't know what it is exactly,
no,
though?
I don't. No.
Should I tell you what it is?
Yeah.
A great crested newt. Have you seen many around here?
I haven't, but now you tell me I know what it is now.
Yeah, you look out for them?
I'm not, but now I've seen the picture and you've told me, I knew, yeah.
Because there was going to be 40 houses built up here. Do you know about that?
Yes.
And the newt might end all that. Got to be saved, the great crested newt. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Yeah?
Definitely. Yeah.
Newts are more important than human housing?
Possibly. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think they should build on there.
Look at this little creature, look. Spiny back, yellow belly, few black spots on it.
That. The ladies down there have done that.
Looks a bit prehistoric, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What is it? What's the creature?
I've read it on the notice, but I'm not into that kind of thing.
You saw it on the telegraph pole, did you?
Yes.
Shall I tell you what it is? It's a great crested newt.
Oh, she did have that written down, yeah.
Yes. So you're hoping the newts can do the business for you?
I'm hoping, wait a minute, the fox, the rabbits, the birds, what else goes in my garden? The squirrels in my garden, they won't come. Not when that's doing that.
John Devine speaking to people in March about the famed Great Crested Newts. Well, he also spoke to a resident who lives near the proposed site of the new homes.
I've come to a house where someone said to me, somebody might know, something about this poster for the newts. Hello, sir. Someone told me that you might know something about the newt poster on a telegraph pole just up the street from here. Any ideas?
Well, yes, I'm one of the concerned residents along this road. The posters appeared 3 or 4 days ago. Although it is namely newts, we're concerned about the whole ecology that exists down there. There's as much out there as you've got down Norwood Road Nature Reserve. I face west. I'm the least affected person by this development, but all my neighbours along down to the causeway are adversely affected.
So how do the newts come into it?
Down there's a breeding pond outside the boundary of the bill, but the newts migrate. I think you'll find they need something like 400, 500 metres for their migration, their path to and from the breeding pond. We have seen the odd newt crossing the road. You get concerned for their welfare.
Why is it so important?
It's an unspoilt space, and it's amazing what you see. Great spotted woodpeckers, green woodpeckers, collared doves, wood pigeons. We're just trying to get the council's attention. That's the future. Michael Gove's plan is, let's have more integration of green spaces into the urban area. In 25 years' time, you don't flick a switch and it's all there. It starts now. But of course, if the build goes ahead, there's going to be 50 objectors desperately disappointed. If it doesn't go ahead, there's going to be a couple of landowners desperately disappointed. While it hasn't been finally approved, things are not always set in stone. they can be looked at again. That's all we're asking.
John Devine speaking to one resident who lives near this site in March, which could be developed and where great crested newts have been seen. Well, we can speak now to Lawrence Jarvis. He's an expert from the amphibian and reptile charity Frog Life. Morning, Lawrence.
Hello.
Great crested newts. Why would you say they're so special?
Well, great crested newts, there are only 3 newts in the UK, and they're one of them. And they're particularly special because they have particular habitat requirements. They're very choosy about where they go. They only like to go into deep, dark, secluded ponds. They like lots of woodland areas and scrub, and so they're more vulnerable to habitat loss than the other newt species.
What sort of protection do they have?
Currently, they're protected under national and European law, which means that it's illegal to disturb the habitats or touch the animals or disturb the animals in any way.
And you say that it's quite unusual for them to turn up. It's not the kind of newt you might get in your average garden pond. So the fact that they are on this site in March is pretty special. Yes, I mean, they do occur in the wider countryside. You say they like sort of more larger ponds. But, yeah, it's certainly good that they're at that site. It says it's a good quality site. Lots of wildlife obviously lives there. And in terms of keeping them safe, getting their numbers increasing, quite often with these smaller animals, it's quite hard to understand the role they play in an ecosystem, in the kind of ecology of the area. I imagine their role is quite important. That's right. I mean, they are quite secretive. They do spend a lot of their time out of sight, so people don't often know about them. But they form a central part of the food chain. They're food to a lot of predators. They also prey on lots of pests and insects that are around. So they're essential to the functioning of the ecosystem. Before I let you go, Lawrence, a couple of questions for you. One of them is about the collective noun for newts. This morning in the newsroom, we were trying to work out if one exists. What do you call a group of newts? Well, there isn't actually an official name for a group of newts, so it's something that we need to think up, I think. I completely agree with you. We did have Andy getting in touch, I think, on the text, thinking it should be an inebriation of newts. I can't remember what the one was earlier. There are some brilliant collective nouns coming in, but we are correct in establishing there is no official collective noun. That's right, yes. And this is an even more tangential question. Lawrence, do you have a nickname? I have various nicknames. Newtsman was once one I had. Newtsman? Yeah. Oh, well, how perfect. I don't think we even knew you were officially Newtsman when we booked you for this. Thank you very much, Lawrence Jarvis, Newtsman, from the charity Frog Life. We did ask to speak to someone from the developers behind this proposal, Clarion Housing. They sent us a statement which says, we're committed to delivering much-needed new affordable housing in Cambridgeshire. We're also mindful that any development must respect the local environment and are working closely with an independent ecologist specialist to address the concerns raised. That's what Clarion Housing have said. Anyone who wishes to comment on the proposals has until later today to contact Fenland District Council.
BBC Radio Cambridgeshire.
Gary Scott, 7:45. How are the roads?
Yes, better news actually now at Stanground, the A605 by the fire station.